you guys, I am showing you guys how to make my semolina formula for my twins. Hello my beanie family. So before we get into this video, I just wanted to let you all know that any product or recipe that I put on my channel that I make from scratch for my children to either put on their skin or an ingredient or recipe for them to eat is all what works best for me and my children. So if you do decide to follow these recipes or follow these ingredients to give to your children, just know that you are doing it at your own risk. With that being said, please enjoy this video. Love you. Bye beanie babies. Hello my beanie family. So today I am going to show you guys how I make my semolina porridge slash bottles for my babies. I'm making a big batch. I can't really tell you guys the estimate or the measurements, so if you are making this recipe, I just think you guys should go by how much you want to make for your little. Again, I have twins, so I'm making a very big batch. This will pretty much be the amount that I'm making, so go by what you feel you need for your littles. So what you're going to need is, I am using ground semolina that I made very fine, more of like a powder consistency, because I've tried this recipe a few different times and I just kind of like it how it comes out when it's like this. You can also, if you don't have anything to make it that thin, you can use regular granulated semolina. It's just more granulated. I'm not using this, but I just kind of wanted to give you guys an idea of what this texture looks like versus this texture right here. It's more powdery, more, you know, flour-like. So that's the kind of semolina I'm going to use. The other thing you're going to need is some spring water, and you're going to need something to blend it. So if you guys don't have a NutriBullet, you can use a blender or a food processor, anything to blend it in the end, because that's pretty much how we're going to end the cooking. And then you're going to need whatever kind of milk substitute that you're giving for your babies. This could be fed to your kids at any age that are on a bottle. I feed these to my kids through a spoon, but at night for bed, we're still kind of on big bottles, so I'm using their formula. You can use breast milk if you like. You can use almond milk, coconut milk, whatever milk substitute that you're giving to your children, you can use. I am using a batch of formula. And then obviously you need a pot. I like cooking in pots like this. Any of my foods I like cooking in this kind of a pot. I promise you this is clean. It's just a well-seasoned pot. And then you're going to need a whisk to whisk everything together. You're going to turn your stove on between 8 and 9, or however fast you want to toast. But I'm going to tell you right now, you have got to pay attention to your pot for this step, okay? What you're going to do is add your dry semolina to the pot, and you see instantly it's going to start to toast. My pot is already hot, so it's going to toast. Now you're going to really stir this, and if you feel like it's getting too hot, which I feel it is, you're going to take it off of the heat and then kind of toss it around. You are toasting your semolina. You want to toast it until you smell the aroma. It's almost going to smell like a nutty slash popcorny smell. But keep an eye on it. The moment it starts to turn dark, you don't want to toast it. You might want to start over. But you're just going to toast it until you smell it like a nutty smell, which is I'm starting to smell. And it's going to kind of turn a little bit like, a tannish color. You see, I went in white, just kind of pay attention. I'm trying to make sure that the lighting is good, but I'm just telling you right now, if you can't see, which mine is starting to turn, you want to just, as soon as you start to smell it, like really smell it, it's done. Keep in mind on for a few more seconds. You just want to get it toasty. Okay. So I can't see, I'm changing the lighting, but it's kind of toasty. You don't want it to turn brown. If it turns brown, you'd want to start over. So mine is done. I'm going to turn the eye off, and then I'm going to grab my water. I'm going to add the water and whisk it in. That's good. So I have added the water and I'm whisking it together. I'm bringing it back onto the eye, and I have it on like 3. Just to cook it a little bit. Now, sometimes I have a little bit of clumps in it, but that's okay if yours does, because in the end, it's going to get all blended together. All right, so this is pretty much done. It's thickening up. Now you pretty much can stop it right now, but this is the consistency. I'm going to turn the eye off because it's nice and thick already. So once it gets thick like this, you are pretty much all done with this process of it. So it's nice and thick, it's creamy. That's how you're going to want it. Now the last step you're going to do, I'm not going to pour this entire thing in the batch. I'm just going to pour enough to make it nice and creamy, and then I'll be pouring it into my food nutribullet and blending it up. So I'm adding this amount, and I'm just stirring it up. Now I've turned it off the eye at this point. I'm just blending this all together to get all the bits and pieces off the bottom. Make sure you scrape it all, get all that good yummy, ooh, I'm getting stuff over there. Get all that good yummy nutrients out of there. You want all of it. And that's pretty much done. Now I'm going to bring over my bullet, and I'm going to blend it all up together. I'm going to add this to my bullet. So I have added it to my bullet, and now I'm going to add the rest of the baby's formula. Now I'm going to say at this point you can add whatever you like to this mix. This is just basically how I am keeping it. Oh, there's a toasted piece in there. Sometimes you get dark pieces in your semolina. So just make sure you take all that out. Yeah, take that little piece out. Anyways, I'm sorry. So now at this point you can add whatever you like to your semolina porridge, or milk. Some people like to add bananas to their stuff. If your kids are starting to be introduced to different flavors, you can add whatever you like at this point. I'm not adding too much. I'm keeping it simple right now. This is for the middle of the night. I don't want them to have too much in their stomach, at night. But you can add whatever you like to it. And now we are just going to bring it on over to the bullet and blend it all up. This is pretty much nice and blended. I'm going to pour it in my mason jar. My kids pretty much only eat once throughout the night, so this is enough for both of their bottles to both have a full tummy throughout the night. So I'm going to pour it in, and that is it. Again, add whatever you would like at this point of blending. I'll show you guys a little bit of what it looks like, me pouring it. So it's nice and smooth, it's creamy, and they love it. And there you have it, you guys. My baby's semolina bottles. Here you go. Again, if you're making a big batch, make sure you feed it to your babies within 24 hours. If you have breast milk and you're using breast milk, make sure you make enough for what your baby's going to eat that day. And remember to refrigerate it right after. Keep this in the refrigerator. Before you put it in the refrigerator, kind of let it get to room temperature, because you do not want to put this in the refrigerator really hot. If you do it the way I did, the bottle is not really that hot. It's kind of room temp already, because I use cold water when I mix up their formula first. So you're only getting about this much of the hot water after you mix the stuff from the pot. Once you add the entire batch of milk to the rest of it to blend up, it should be to room temperature. But if it's not, I'm just saying play it safe and let this come down to room temperature. You don't want to put this into a straight up different temperature right away, to avoid kind of any bacteria growth or any spoiling of your baby's food. This looks a little bit darker than this because this is their bottles for in a few minutes. I put some medicine in there for my babies, so that's why this is looking darker, but it's pretty much, you see how it's nice and creamy. Your kids are going to love it. Again, if you decide to make this recipe and feed this to your children, just know that you are doing it at your own risk. I'm just making what my babies like and what I feel is best for my children. They are striving, they are healthy, and these are just some of the things that I feed my baby naturally. My kids also have really bad acid reflux, so this helps them keep their food down, absorb all the nutrients from their formula. So this is why I make this recipe. I was and still am doing baby cereal. If you want me to make a recipe on that or show you how I make my own homemade baby cereal, but I wanted to switch it up for them and make them, you know, some different kinds of cereals. So again, if you do try this recipe out, that is at your own risk, but I promise you they will love it. It's delicious and it's something new for them if you do try it. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, Beanie Babies, and stay safe, Beanie families. Hello, Beanie family. I am quickly showing you here what kind of bottles I use for my twins. I get this question a lot on Snapchat, and I basically strictly use glass bottles. I will use plastic if I have to, but I particularly love glass bottles. I like Dr. Brown's, I like Evan's. This bottle here, they don't typically take two, but hey, backups is what's needed. I believe the Dr. Brown's ones are 8 ounces. The middle one, no, 9 ounces, sorry. And the middle one is 8 ounces. And I think the last one is also 8 ounces. But yeah, that's pretty much what my twins like. Thank you for watching.